Iron Man's red.
Ooh.
And Matt's left the podcast.
No, I kicked him because he said it wasn't a real country.
Well, that's going to completely mess fucked up the recording, but it's fine.
No, it's fine. Chris is going to piss himself, so it's okay. He just kicked you from the podcast, and then he decided that was the funniest thing on the planet. We've never made him laugh this much.
No.
Go.
We should just leave him to do his own.
This is the rest of the podcast.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aspel Fisher, and welcome to what is hopefully the first episode of the FTR1 podcast. Today, I am joined by our two special co-hosts, Jack Over Wasabi'd boy, who had so much wasabi for lunch. He had so much wasabi that he thought his nose was going to fall off. And that's why we've had to record this. We've been waiting hours to do this particular episode because too much wasabi. Don't want to get more into it than that.
And to get some nose
of course,
surgery.
We also have a kitchen pot with us today. Round of applause, everyone.
I like that you called us two the special hosts, even implying it's not going to be always us.
Now.
Two special guest hosts.
Yeah, two special. You're always going to be the special guest hosts, and then if we get an episode 2, we'll have different special guest hosts. Anyway, in today's episode, we decided to explore the highs and the lows of the MCU.
See if you
when
can
we
figure
say
out
the
which ones
highs
are
and
which.
the lows, I think it's pretty obvious because the MCU, as you can see behind me, is one of the worst movie franchises of all time, and I think that's something we can all agree on. I don't know.
I'm so bored of them.
However, I think there are a couple of gems in there, ladies and gents. So today we have decided to rate them in a very easily accessible classic Rudd Eccleston graph. Whereas just in case it's your first time, the ruddiest movie goes up the top, the ruffiest movie goes at the bottom.
The ruffiest.
The most Eccleston movie goes on the right, and any movie where Josh Brolin goes and gets banished to the left-hand side.
We all hate him. He's a terrible actor.
Terrible actor.
That stupid purple twat
And that
ruined
is why
too many films.
That's why Deadpool has been banned from this list. Because, as you all know, it is part of the MCU, and because Josh Brolin was given a heroic part in the movie, it has immediately been put into the nether realms.
And
Anyway.
if, just so you know, right, this website didn't let me put in Wolverine X-Men Origins, but if it did, it would be the ruddiest.
Yeah,
I just want that on the record before we begin.
We
have to get out ahead.
So, we've got plenty to talk about, plenty to discuss, but I want to start, because this is going to be a very negative podcast, I want to start on the highest highs the MCU has to offer. And
what's your take on that?
What's my take on that? It's a tough choice. There are two movies deep to my heart that I believe should be on the list somewhere as the top movies, because these are the only two I could watch all the way through. There's a close third, but you know, there's two good. And it has to be top MCU movie ever made, mainly because, like the DCEU, it is a movie of grit, of deep thoughts, and what I can only assume is Wonder Woman's tribe, elves. That's right. Today's discussion starts off with Thor: The Dark World.
Yes.
Intellectual movie.
The best.
Intellectual movie.
What a thinker. What a thinker this one
was. Now, we've used the exact same link, which is incredible, because the title, the one that you have for Thor Dark World on there and the graph that I have for Thor Dark World are actually completely different movie posters. As in, I think every single poster on your list is different from the
How
one
about
on my
that?
list.
That's
That
incredible.
is incredible.
How do they achieve that?
I don't know.
Baffling.
I'm flabbergasted at what's.
Anyways, right.
That's
I mean,
completely
it's
different.
obvious. It's right. Let's just. Right.
Yeah, there we go.
The first half of this is not up for debate.
We should be able to knock a few of these out pretty quickly.
The second half of this is more up for debate
Yeah.
because from Rudd to Ruffalo and back again.
Tell me, where does Tom Holland fit?
I have no idea. I'm realizing now this is difficult, but
It's difficult. I
I'd
think
say
sometimes
the Thor: The Dark
the
World
movie can
is
get-
kind of Ruffalo-y.
It's kind of gruffler. It is a quite gruff movie, I'd say.
It's like I feel like there's a lot of times where it's trying to be kind of funny and it's absolutely succeeding.
Absolutely.
It's got
You
that,
mean like
that-
you mean like Paul Rudd as opposed to
Yeah.
No, I
Mark
mean like
Ruffalo?
Gruffalo.
Like
No, I
Gruffalo.
mean like what do
You
you
know.
mean? I don't understand.
You know,
it's
Let me just. Don't worry, I'll get him in stitch in a second. I'm gonna.
sorry.
say
Don't you understand the Rudd Ruffalo Eccleston Brolin graph?
I mean,
I thought
Rudd is Oscar bait, whereas Gruffalo is more comedy bait.
I see. Yeah. of course.
If you don't see
My
it,
mistake.
what I see an absolute win here.
you got the line wrong and everything.
But that's how Gruffalo would do it, you know. Only Gruffalo would stream the first 15 minutes of Thor Ragnarok. and then have to go into Mickey Mouse's kink dungeon for his punishment time.
Is that how the Disney's process
Kinda
works?
good. That's why the
Instead
Jonas
of a
Brothers
pay
have
cut.
gotten so fucked up over the years. They kept getting sent in there. Anyway, anyone else have
Really
anything
swiftly
to add
on.
on? I think, maybe the movie could have been more Rudd if we got in some of those other Doctor Who characters, such as
Yeah.
David Tennant and Martha and Sarah Jane Watson.
No, you're forgetting the fan favourite, the Absorbaloff.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Absorbaloff.
Why wasn't he in there?
The
He would have
Absorbaloff.
fit the
And
film
may I just
perfectly.
say, it was very brave for the latest series of Doctor Who to bring the Absorbaloff's child into the spaceship episode, where they were also brave enough to show the first vividly detailed male birth.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
And I'm pregnant. That was the entire B plot.
Man,
Something the
hopefully
MCU
when
could
the
learn
Marvel
from.
multiverse things happen, they're gonna finally actually get the balls to integrate the Doctor Who universe in, as
Yeah.
everyone's
Oh,
been
they
clamouring
should.
for.
They
It
should,
makes
at
perfect
this
sense.
point.
It just works, right? I mean, it's absolutely.
it's
As the
certainly
actor
going
It's only a
to
matter of
save
time.
both
Samwise from
franchises.
Lord of the Rings has been campaigning. Patty Otterson, as he said, hashtag release the Doctor Who cut to the Avengers.
Release the Doctor Who.
Release
Anyway,
Doctor Who into
the other
Right, the
MCU
next best film,
is Ant-Man
doing the
and
next
the
best film.
Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Now, one thing that I always get confused about, because it is a stellar movie, but if there's one flaw, is that why does the coast become alive at the end of the movie? Doesn't make any sense. Like, she's all ghosty and can phase through things, and at the end, female Ant-Man touches her, and then she becomes normal again.
She just
Is
gets
that real?
fixed.
But I think
don't-
that's something that they're
That
going
film
to resolve
was
in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man
It's-
and the Hornet.
The Ant-Man again.
Ant-Man and the Wasp and the
Wasp
Ant-Man.
and the Grasshopper.
The Grasshopper from Kung Fu Panda 3. Now, I think we can all agree this is the ruddiest movie.
It's clearly
However,
definitely the
high
Rudd.
levels of Rudd found here.
I think
But I also think it's pretty Eccleston.
it's pretty Eccleston.
It
You
is.
know.
These might be the two sort of opposing corners.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They are the
Not
two
sure how I
of
feel.
those.
I think we found our extremes on this side of the graph.
This side of the
Because the villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp is very good.
yeah.
The ghost.
No, the other there's
the business.
there's sort of a lot of them. It's kind of an ensemble cast of bad guys that are all kind of bad.
You mean
And
like every good superhero movie
just
where
sort
they
of
put too many villains in the film and it makes
yeah,
it the best
yeah,
of
like
all time?
fuck, the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
No, the Amazing Spider-Man.
That
3.
one's got like no, the Spider-Man 3
Spider-Man
and the
3
Amazing
and the Amazing
Spider-Man
No,
Spider-Man
2
I think it's thinking
both
about
have about
the Amazing Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man 4.
Or,
Which one
as
was
we said
which one was
earlier,
the one
X-Men
about
Origins
prom?
Wolverine.
I can't believe the balls on Sam Raimi where he made 4 Spider-Man movies and then he was like, I'm gonna do it again. And he made, and I'm not gonna change the movies whatsoever, but I'm just gonna put the Amazing in the title and recast Spider-Man, and no one noticed.
No one even cared.
I believe
Oh,
if you
Lord.
go onto Reddit right now, it's at the top of r/movie details. Did you know they recast Spider-Man in the Amazing Spider-Man? And you know what? I don't want to sound controversial, but when we talk about Spider-Man, I have words to say because I'm not convinced that's Tobey Maguire either.
I've been looking really hard. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's just me.
All right.
Anyway, next
Fan favourite. Iron Man 2.
Now,
Iron
the one
Man
thing
2.
that I didn't like about
In
Iron
this
Man
one,
2...
he's got a triangle.
Now, the one thing I didn't like about Iron Man 2 was Iron Man. I think instead of replacing War Machine with Don Cheadle, they should have replaced Robert Downey Jr.
Iron
with
Man
Don Cheadle.
with Don Cheadle. Not War Machine.
Colin Farrell.
It should have been War Machine as played by Terrence Howard. And it should have been Don Cheadle. And he's just got an Iron Man suit.
No, it's Iron Man.
He's not
and
even.
he gets
He's not
into
even
his
Tony.
Don
It's
Cheadle
just,
suit.
it's just Don Cheadle as Don
Don Cheadle suit.
It's an iron person, and then he's like, I better suit up, and he dresses up as Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle's arms go flying out from either side.
I am
Now-
Don Cheadle, man.
This movie,
It's Don Cheadle.
this movie, I think, is a very Eccleston movie. I believe they tried to
It's-
get Eccleston in for
Yeah.
the part of Whiplash.
Can you imagine?
That's what he was cast for originally.
Yeah.
But
No
they
way.
then decided elves.
They were like, no, guys, we're wasting Eccleston talent. The lad's a
Wasting
thespian.
Eccleston talent.
We need to make him an elf.
Need to make him
Obviously,
an
this guy
elf.
has to go straight in a Branagh movie.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it
The
Rudd?
movie was directed
I think
by
it's
James
kind of
Branagh.
Rudd.
I don't think it is Gruff or it is Rudd. I think it is a pure
It's the middle.
Eccleston flick.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
Really?
originally written for Eccleston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. That's settled then.
Now- Now we can't talk
what's the next one?
MCU without talking about the movie that started it all, Iron Man 3.
I can't even find it.
Now Iron Man
Where's
3.
Oh, there is Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3
Fantastic.
really hurts my head because I keep forgetting which Iron Man is Iron Man. There's so many Iron Men in this movie.
So many Iron Mans. It should have just been called Iron Mans. You know how the sequel to Alien was called Aliens. This one should have been called Iron's Mans.
Iron Men.
Iron Mans.
Yes. Now, this movie.
I actually think this one is significantly more Gruffalo.
It's definitely.
than-
Yeah.
It's a pretty strong.
It's so
gruff.
Gruffalo.
It's
Yeah.
so Gruffalo. Yeah.
I just can't.
Well,
wait
hang
for
on,
the
hang on.
spin-off
Right.
Jeremy-
Isn't this one
Jeremy
Gruffalo as well?
Irons.
It's
No,
this one's got Justin Hammer in it.
It's
pretty
pure-
Gruffalo.
It's pure Eccleston.
It's pure.
I don't know what you're talking about.
if you're gonna say that Iron Man 2 is Gruffalo, I'm leaving this podcast
Yeah.
right now, and I will leave. Don't test me. I will leave, and I will go to the toilet. You'll have to carry this
I
podcast
fucked
for
it.
5 minutes until I feel awkward when I come back.
I think I fucked it.
I think
Hang on.
that's a good
Stop the
position. You
podcast.
know what? I think you've accidentally put it in the correct position there.
I have not. I have not at all.
No,
I think it's
that looks
Gruffalo
more
with
right.
with just the artistic hint of Eccleston
Hang on.
sprinkled in there. Just a little sprinkle of Eccleston. Not
A
too
little
much.
sprig of Eccleston.
Just to whet people's appetites for what's to come in the
Where's Iron Man 3 go? Is it Eccleston or Brolin?
It's not Brolin.
It's not.
It's not Brolin, is it?
Brolin
I
is
think you can
exclusively
put
for the
it
bad
next
movies.
to the O of Gruffalo, maybe.
You think right here?
Yeah, it's just got
Yeah.
that hint of
Oh,
Eccleston
Hint of
about it.
Eccleston.
Hint of
As
Yeah.
every good movie should have. A hint
Yeah,
of
Aldrich,
Eccleston.
Aldrich Killian is rather Eccleston-y, isn't he?
Yeah.
Gotta say.
I like the bit where he becomes a red elf. Also,
I like the bit where he takes Iron Man's wife and says, "You're my wife now."
you're my wife.
I've
I think
got
it's pretty
you.
embarrassing
I'm
that they
having you.
accidentally cast
that
a
great?
person as a pepper pot when they couldn't actually just get a pepper pot for the movie.
Yeah, we've got a kitchen pot. Well, what's
Okay.
this idiot?
Now I think we
What's
get
going
to
on?
the
Yeah, I've got one
bad
in my phone,
movies.
in my contacts. I can sort them out with a pepper pot for next time.
Now, before we get to the bad movies, I want to get to what can only be described as a special category, which is right in the centre of the graph, which is the Norton. Because
The Norton.
this movie was so naughty.
I was wondering what we'd do with this one.
Each movie,
It's so
it was
Norton.
so Norton that it's not really a part of the rest of it. And it was
no,
so much
if
that
you-
they
if you-
actually blacklisted Edward Norton from Hollywood, and now he has
We
to.
need a third axis.
And now
I will-
and now he leaks stuff through WikiLeaks.
I do think that if you take one part Brolin, one part Rudd, one part Eccleston, and one part Ruffalo, that
You get a Norton.
You do get a
You
Norton.
do get a
Oh
Norton.
shit.
Certainly.
Yeah, it's got to be an equal measure, otherwise
Okay.
Now,
I think-
you
I
get
think
Graham.
that-
You
yeah.
get Graham instead of
Now-
Edward.
This is a question that I think has eluded science for quite a while. But where does Edward Norton go when the Green Man appears? And how did they get the Green Giants to stop advertising sweet corn to appear in this movie?
Man, there must have been a complicated rights deal.
Complicated rights deal.
Looking at that
He's
licensing
only
on
in the
that one.
movie half the time.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Does he only get paid
That's
half
pretty
the wage,
incredible.
or-
Well, I think because he's Norton's roommate, they just got paid together and
That's
split
the
it.
movie I want to see. Norton and the Green Giant.
I think it's also really brave that the MCU had the audacity to tease the main villain for Phase 5 in the very first phase, with the leader coming back, played by that dude who was in the movie,
The man.
remember?
Remember the man who was bad?
Oh,
His head was growing big.
his head swelled up and he smiled at the he smiled to
smiled.
the camera.
He does a whole smile, and then you're like, well, where's
broke
this
the
plot
fo-
line going?
Just
What's
smiled
happening with him?
at the camera as well.
I'm
Wow.
waiting for him to
Straight
come
down
back.
the
Thunderbolt
middle.
Ross came back. You know he's coming back.
He's also going to be a big Phase 5 boy with.
Oh, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's going to go red.
He's going
He's
to
going
go
to
really
become
red.
the
Bit
second
bit
red
like
elf.
Pepper Potts and
The redder elf.
Who's gonna
That's
go
what his movie's going to be
blue?
called. It's called the redder elf. It's going to go so red he goes blue.
Who's gonna go blue?
Oh, who's going to go blue?
I'm scared. I can't talk about this movie anymore. I'm too scared.
I think the blue the man with the big head goes blue.
Okay, I just want to rip off the band-aid because I don't want to talk about this movie whatsoever. Infinity War is the most Brolin movie I've ever seen, and for that,
Without a doubt, and it has to go over here.
snap
There's
it
no-
out of
the-
existence. Get
Just
it out.
snap off.
I don't know
Snap
when
off.
Infinity War
Fuck.
came out, but I'm pretty sure coronavirus started then, which only goes to show how terrible the movie is, that it caused a worldwide pandemic to start happening.
I mean, is it self-fulfilling prophecy of like you make a movie about snapping everyone out, and he's like, sorry,
Everyone
Sorry.
Just
Yeah.
we've had a pandemic.
Typical
Sneeze.
Josh
You did
Brolin.
this, Josh Brolin. Why doesn't Trump call it the Brolin plague?
He's
For fuck's sake.
too much of a method actor, is his issue. Is that he decided to literally
Well, yeah, he had to go and
wipe out-
kill like 1,000 people, and then he just picked up a glove and he was like, look,
I've made a disease
Die.
in this glove, and then he shoved it in
I'm a
Kevin
disease now.
Vogel's mouth, and then he spread it through the 5G towers.
you gotta stop. encouraging the conspiracy theorists. All right.
Conspiracy theorists. Look, if
What's
you're
the
too
next
afraid
best
to
film?
say that that coronavirus got caused by Kevin Feige getting Kevin virus by a glove in his mouth, and then they stuck him on the top of a 5G tower and then radiated his warm energy across the globe, so people got infected by the coronavirus, which then got turned into a beer brand as people tried to cash in on the craze. Then I don't know what to tell you.
Capitalism, man. Despicable.
Capitalism.
What's the next best movie? It's probably
Now-
Thor, isn't it?
Thor. I liked Thor. He had long hair, and I have long
No, he
hair. And
Not as long as he had in the Dark World.
Jack,
That was the longest
ooh-wee,
hair.
I had too much wasabi
Ooh-wee.
today.
Well, as a qualified long hair expert, the reason that the Dark World is better is mostly because he had longer hair.
He had longer
In
hair.
fact, Thor never had longer hair ever
Does it
again.
also have
That was the
something to do
longest
with
his
the
hair
fact
got.
that he had blonde eyebrows in the
I
fall,
hear
in the
in
first
Thor
Thor
4
movie?
his hair's gonna be touching
Oh
the
my
floor.
god, yeah, he
He
did.
had blonde eyebrows. They bleached his eyebrows.
Thor floor, the one with the floor. Thor 4, the one with the hair on the floor.
I believe that's the title. Where basically...
Right, which one is it? I think it's a bit Eccleston-y. I'm not
It's a
gonna
It's
lie.
a
little
bit
bit
Eccleston.
It had some Eccleston vibes. It's very like it's basically Shakespeare in space,
It's a prelude.
which is pretty Eccleston.
It's a prelude to It's a prelude. It's a prelude.
It's
Eccleston. I think it's right over the R of Eccleston.
You think it's here?
Yeah, because the end of Thor has an R.
Did you just have a reboot or so? What went
that
on
a
in your
stroke?
brain just there? I watched
You
the
okay?
robot malfunction.
Prelude.
It's a prelude. It's a prelude. I like it because it has an R
It
at
needs
the
to
end.
go by the R because Thor
No,
ends in an
it
R.
needs to go by the R because at the end of Thor there is an R, and the R's have to be touching. I want the R in Thor to overlap
Why
with the
didn't you
R
do this
in
then?
Eccleston.
We could have gone Thor
No,
Eccleston.
no,
That makes more
yes,
sense.
Sorry, it's just I got confused because
Yeah,
again,
sorry. No, you're right.
your Thor poster. One second,
for
what have
fuck's
you
sake.
done? You put Thor. Yeah, I want the original Thor movie.
Oh, I
And I
know.
want you to
I was
overlap
saying-
the R's.
The
No.
original. I'm not
Overlap
doing
the
it.
R's.
It's so Rudd.
Yeah,
It's such a Rudd film.
no,
It has to go there.
it needs to overlap with one of the R's on this chart. I'm sorry, we're not moving on
Well,
until
no,
this happens.
Is there another Thor film?
Ragnarok.
yes,
there
That's
is.
got two
Yes.
R's in it.
That's got
three
two
Yeah,
R's.
R's in it.
exactly. You
If-
mean Thor Eccleston?
Thor Eccleston.
That's the one that we'll put in there.
Let's
okay,
do
promise.
that right now. Before
Okay,
we
let's
forget.
do Thor.
Now we have
Eccleston.
the issue of which R we overlap.
Thor Raggleston.
I think it works better this way. That way it just looks like Thor Eccleston.
Thor Eccleston. Which was, I
It
believe,
looks like
the
it sounds like a title fight, you know. Just
Thor
Eccleston versus Thor.
Thor Eccleston. He was so good in the
That
second.
should have been that. I think that's the biggest problem with the third movie is that they kill the elf in the second movie. Sorry,
I-
the first movie,
Yeah.
and then they don't bring him back for like the super fight.
Well, I think the
that you should
issue
have
is
had. It should have
that
been
the
should have been a
foolish
1v1.
Well, the foolish people in the movie accidentally. One second, I need to just quickly look something up. Why won't you just give me the name?
What are you googling? Why don't you already know the name of it? thought
I
we were all
can't
meant to be
believe that
Marvel.
they mixed
savants.
up Christopher Eccleston with Kate Blanchett. And they
They're
didn't
very
notice.
easy to get confused.
and
They've got the same
They are.
letters in their names. to a
Some of the
degree.
letters over.
To
She's
a
got-
degree.
She's got long
We
hair.
both
in
use
the
the same
movie.
alphabet. I mean, it's hard. It's really difficult.
She's an elf. Maybe.
Sort of. You know, she's not an elf. How about
She's
that?
not an elf. I mean, her hair goes pointy, and elf ears.
She's
also
pretty dark,
pointy.
I'll tell you
They
that.
both have like a dark outfit going on with their pasty
Yeah.
white skin.
They're both Christopher
as well.
Eccleston, really.
They
if
might-
you think about it.
If you
If you
really
really
think
think
about it, Christopher
Really
Eccleston is being channeled by Kate Blanchett in that movie.
Yeah. She was too
Oh,
good
Lord.
a method actress. Anyway, what movie do we do next? Let's do Endgame.
Okay, let's do Endgame.
Now, Endgame, I'm very disappointed because it was apparently going to cure coronavirus, but it didn't work.
It just didn't do
didn't
it, did
work.
it?
It just didn't work.
I think it made it worse with the amount of Brolin. I think it's the most
Yeah,
Brolin Rudd movie.
It's a lot of Brolin.
It is.
but
It is
there's also
rectified by the fact that there is a
There's
lot,
a lot
of
of
Rudd
Rudd.
in that movie.
There is a lot
There's
of
so
Rudd.
much Rudd.
I think the smartest thing that they did in that movie was definitely when Paul Rudd was in the small dimension and he got freed by a rat, which
Yeah, I
obviously
like the fact that
builds
they
up
cast-
for Ratman to come in.
I like the fact that they cast Stuart Little as the rat in Endgame. All
Yeah,
grown up.
it's
It's
a bit of a cameo. You don't really
Yeah.
see it so clear.
You'll
but
see him
if you look in the credits.
You'll see him in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and the Ant-Man again, also featuring the Ratman.
Ant-Man, Wasp, and the rat, and the grasshopper, and
the
all the
grasshopper.
insects.
And all the insects, and the octopi.
Okay.
And Edward Norton returning to the franchise.
and this was also where
It's
Edward
Hulk 2.
Norton was for this other half of the Incredible Hulk.
Okay. I think next it's only right to do
Captain Marvel.
Space Laser Jesus,
She's a woman.
or as everyone else likes to call her, Captain Marvel.
She's a woman, and this movie is about women, for women, is a woman. This movie is a woman.
Is a woman.
It's Captain
It's
Marvel, yo. Now, first off, do you think it's a bit lazy that they called the character Captain Marvel when the brand is called Marvel? I think that's a pretty
It's
lazy.
it's such a victory lap. Holy
Such a
shit!
victory lap. But it is a movie made for women by women, and Nick Fury's in
It's-
it as well. He has a
It's
cat.
also got the
The
90s
cat
in it.
eats
Have you
his
seen the
eyes.
90s?
Everyone loves the
Blockbuster.
90s.
The cat.
You want to know
Everyone
some-
loves the 90s, and this film has the 90s as one of the main stars.
The blockbuster
It's in there the
my
whole time.
town
If
doesn't
one of
have
these-
any
if-
women in it. Bad blockbuster. Bad.
My town doesn't have any women in it.
Bad town. Bad.
Bad town. I feel like this one's deeply Rudd.
It's I was gonna say of the four people, which one is the
It's gotta
most
be Rudd.
woman? It's
It's
got
pretty-
to be Rudd.
It's pretty bad. You know what?
I
I think a
can't
lot
tell
of
how Brolin or Eccleston is.
a lot
No,
of people,
I
a lot of
think-
people would argue that the most Rudd movie is Ant-Man, but you'd be wrong because the most
You're
Rudd
wrong.
It's actually
movie
Captain Marvel.
is actually Captain Marvel. Because if there was a female Ant-Man,
It
which
would
there
be-
isn't, it would be Captain Marvel.
Not the Wasp.
No, it's-
No,
who's the-
no. She's the first
She's
female
different.
Avenger.
Ah.
I think you're confusing the one who got dusted, Captain Marvel, and the one who destroyed the big ship, which is the Wasp in Endgame. You're confusing the
Yeah,
two
it's physics,
characters.
isn't it? Tiny thing does big
It's
damage when
yeah,
it goes super
'cause-
fast.
Because there's more mass in it or something.
Yeah.
It's really clever.
Now
Shut
I
up.
have a question. What is
You're
she
too,
captain
you're
of?
too stupid to get the movie.
You just don't get
Space.
What is she captain of?
space.
Space.
Lasers.
I'll accept that answer. Next
Space and
movie,
lasers.
please.
Space lasers.
She's the captain of space and lasers and maybe Jesus? I'm not sure.
Now I've had
Right, I think it's Captain America, the first Avenger.
the first Avenger.
Because as we've established, he
I
literally
put the wrong
isn't
Captain
the first
America on my
Avenger.
list. Get out of here, Captain America: The Winter
Why are
Soldier.
you making a list alongside me? I'm making
Because
the list.
then it's in my mind. It's being formulated. Okay, so Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Now, the Red Skull makes me think Gruffalo.
It's out here, isn't it? It's way
Out
out, in the
here.
in the fields
Out
of glory.
In the Fields of Glory. What I liked about
It's
this
very
movie,
Eccleston because it's
Yeah,
got Hugo
it's-
Weaving in it, which, as we all know, is essentially just Christopher
Hugo
Eccleston with
Weaving
less
is just
hair.
Yeah.
Eccleston's little brother, right?
I can't
I think
believe
so.
They were related.
Hugo Weaving
Yeah.
cut off his nose to be in this movie.
Right, this is the only time in cinema history that Hugo Weaving has not been an elf.
Yeah.
But he was red.
But he was red.
And as we're establishing, the red ones are the best ones.
Yeah.
Red is a better elf.
However,
than...
as
Like,
we all know,
purple. Purple's not evil. Red's evil. Make the bad guy red.
Yeah. I just
Idiots.
can't believe that they asked him to cut off his nose, and then they didn't even use the nose in the movie. Like, come on,
They just-
I'm surprised. I'm
If
surprised that
this
they
was
didn't get Ray
Batman v
Fiennes
Superman,
in.
this would be stopping
Yeah, where's
the
Ray
fight.
Fiennes?
You know,
He's already got his nose cut off.
His nose.
Yeah. It's
Why is
incredible.
it? Why is it? What is it? Hollywood? I think it's a tactic by the CIA to undermine and gut out the British cinema scene.
so that
Is to
people
just
get
take all the
confused.
thespians and remove all their fucking noses.
It's to normalise.
That way they can't act again.
It's to normalise not being able to smell. A bit like when you have coronavirus.
They knew
It's the
it was.
government
Oh
boy.
my god, you genius!
Sorry, I've just put on my Iron Man hat there, my little tinfoil hat,
You little iron hand.
my aluminium hat.
Where was Aluminium Man? Why didn't he make a cameo?
Not strong enough.
They have so many Iron Men. Is he not strong enough?
It's not strong enough. Too bendy.
So why
That was his
why
problem.
didn't Titanium Man make a cameo then? He's way stronger.
I don't know.
Sean Bean
Right, never
was
mind
supposed-
I
Iron
think
Man.
too
What
many-
about
too-
Steel Man?
Too many legal problems with Hugh Jackman
heard
and
that,
his fighting robot and Sia and David Guetta's song.
I
Too much
heard Sean
controversy.
Bean was penned to play Titanium Man, but unfortunately, Game of Thrones killed him.
Unfortunately, Sean Bean did actually die.
He did die. It's a tragedy.
Captain America and the
Captain
Winter
Amer-
Soldier! Woo! When's the Summer
yeah, that-
Soldier coming out?
When's the Summer Soldier coming out?
You know, it's
Okay.
only once his beach body ready, surely.
Yeah.
I think this one goes more towards the Brolin side, right?
Yeah. In Deadpool 2, where Josh Brolin
Yeah.
is a character, he has a metal arm. And in The Winter Soldier,
Right, exactly.
there's a metal arm, and that
There
makes
is a
me
metal arm.
uncomfortable.
I don't like amputees. Apparently, is
I
the
don't.
line.
I
now.
don't like amputees getting their limbs replaced by vibranium metallic arms of pure
I
destruction.
don't think it was made
because
of
it
vibranium.
scares
It was
me,
only vibranium.
because if you can
after,
survive
right?
removing
He made
the
a
arm,
vibranium. He had a second vibranium arm that didn't seem to be. He never used it. That's why. That's one of the reasons why
He
Endgame is so
literally
shit.
never used
If you
it.
If you watch Endgame, wait, is it Endgame? No,
It's
it's both of
Infinity.
them. It is both of them. All right, they're all the heroes are doing all their cool acrobatic-y fighty stuff, and then you've just got Winter Soldier sitting there with his little gun playing Call of Duty. Just
Do you know what the one
blip, blip.
thing he does?
He doesn't do a punch.
The one
once.
thing he does with that arm is pick up a raccoon.
He picks up Rocket Raccoon.
No, I'm not saying that I need a vibranium arm to pick up a raccoon or
It's-
anything like.
It's
that.
not.
Yeah, I'm not
They're
saying that
too
I'm that
powerful.
strong and that powerful,
It's,
but at the same time, I feel like there's
I'm-
untapped potential.
Because I'm pretty sure that the raccoon, it's like Ant-Man, because he's smaller, he's still got the same amount of mass in him. So wouldn't he be really heavy? Like,
Maybe he is
can't-
able to hold a gun, and I don't know.
And Winter Soldier holds both of them.
Yeah,
So
If the
pretty-
MCU was anything like the DCEU, they would have made the person with the Iron Man completely metal and called him Cyborg.
Beneath the
Cyborg
Snyder
in-
Cut. Where are we putting the Winter Soldier?
I thought here, but it can change. I
I
don't
thought
care.
yeah. Can we move it a little bit to the left, just because I want to leave? No, like a little bit to the not all the way to the left. Like
You want it to
enough.
be
I think
Captain
it-
Brolin.
It's yeah, it's
Captain
the winter, it's the
Brolin.
win-
I want it to be Captain
It's the Winter
Brolin, but I
Brolger.
also I want to leave some
Brolger.
space for the
Winter Soldier.
I want to leave some space for the Summer Soldier for when that adds
Okay.
onto the list when they
What do you
release
think
it.
that's going to be more or less Brolin?
I haven't seen.
I certainly think it's going to be more ruddy.
It's, yeah, probably going to be more ruddy. Isn't it?
Yeah,
They get
Yeah,
the Americas get more and more ruddy every year.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, look,
that's
they
why we
started
ended
down
up
here.
with-
They started in the corner. They're going. You watch where Civil War goes.
Yeah.
Thanks for thanking of me. I mean, come on,
know.
it's as ruddy as you can get.
That is
America
about
gets
as
more
ruddy
ruddy
you
as
can
it gets hit by more hurricanes and forest fires devastate the easts. Anyway, which movie do we want to do next?
It's got to be the first Iron Man.
It's got to
The
be the
first
first
Iron
Iron Man. Well,
which is the last
actually,
MCU
it's-
movie to date.
today.
Finally got around to putting
Yeah.
it in.
Finally got around to it. Even after
They wanted to do it well, and you know
Yeah.
what? Mixed results.
mixed
mixed
results.
Obadiah
can't
Stane
believe-
is just a small Thanos, and
I
Thanos
can't
was
believe
not.
they
So,
forgot
that
to
stone
tell
in a
Don.
box of scraps in a cave.
I can't believe they forgot to tell Don Cheadle to appear to turn up in this movie.
he just never showed up. He's what a dickhead. They had to get
So they-
they had to get
Terrence
honest
Howard in.
working man actor Terrence Howard in
Terrence
to
Howard.
replace it, to do his due diligence. And
International
goddammit, he knocked it
superstar.
out of the park. He had a moment in the scene where they were like, right, this is where he's going to come in. He's going to help his friend out. He's going to get in the second suit that we've set up for him. And he looks at it and he just improvs, not this time, and leaves. Hey,
Where
Don
did all-
Cheadle wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle spends most of the rest of the MCU sitting in a fucking Iron Man suit, just standing around, not doing anything,
Where did the Iron
making
Men go?
baby killing jokes.
They were all there in Iron Men, but now it's
Where
Iron
did
Man.
Well, no,
Where's
exactly.
the
it's
Iron
Iron Man.
Men's?
There's only
Jeremy
one of them.
Irons, where's he?
Yeah, but it's a plot hole.
Too
Where
busy
did all
serving
the Iron
Alfred.
Men go?
Where'd all the Iron Men go?
Because they all got bloated up at the end of Iron Man, but then they all came back in the immediate next movie,
No, well, they're all in the cave.
which
With the
wouldn't
box of
happen
scraps.
in
The
the
box of
DCEU.
scraps.
When Superman dies, he never comes back.
Like they never. I always thought they played that card weirdly soon, but I don't know.
It's a comic book law, right? That you never, once the character's dead, they're dead.
They never come back,
to come
yeah,
back.
dead.
You've got to come up with a new
Like-
one.
When Captain Marvel dies, she's not going to get brought back.
No.
And you can't call him Iron Man 2 because you already named a movie that. Should have
That
thought
would be
forward.
wrong.
They wrote themselves into a corner bit there.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
Right, how Brolin is? I think because of Obadiah Stane's extraordinary similarity to
think-
Josh Brolin,
I think
I think
is
it goes
the
right over here.
Ruffalo to Captain America Winter Soldier's Rudd. Oh, you
What?
think that?
He
Ruffalo?
wants it the other side.
You mean
yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Okay,
yin
right.
and
The problem is,
yang.
I keep thinking this one is the Winter Soldier, and this one is the other, whatever the other one's called.
Yeah.
Captain
The
America,
first Avenger.
Captain of the America,
The
It's a lot
first
clearer on
Soldier
my
Man.
screen.
Let's go
First.
kill Hitler. Let's kill Hitler.
the Spring Soldier,
Captain America. Let's all kill Hitler.
Captain America, fuck Hitler.
Captain America. What movie do we do next?
I was really hoping you'd think of a funny thing to say there, Chris. I'm
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
sorry. I'm so sorry for you. Damn.
I expect better. C minus.
I expect it. Yeah.
Can we do the one with the most Iron Man in it?
What did we did?
Oh, you
we
mean?
fuck-
No.
Do you mean
Do you mean
Homecoming?
Captain America
Where
Civil
all the
War?
where all the
No.
Iron Men's come home.
No, I was talking. We'll go into it afterwards, but you want to do Civil War first. Now,
This
Civil
is up
War
here, right?
confuses me because
Oh, Civil War
they're
is
both
definitely
the
a ruddy
goodies.
movie.
So who's the
Yeah,
baddies?
right, Well, there was the Russian man who's sad because his family died or something, right?
Yeah, but
he's
he's
from-
not. I don't think
Why is
he's.
he's from the made-up country. He's from. What's it
I
called?
went to the toilet when it's.
Do you want the actual name or do you want a made up name?
Well, it's made up, so just go for it. Whatever.
Sokovia.
Just- Oh, for fuck's sake!
Um,
If I Google right now and I find that Sokovia is actually a part of the EU, you're getting kicked off the podcast.
It's not.
check. Do it.
Just
check.
No, I can't check. I'll fuck it. I'll fuck
Sokovia
Yes,
myself.
you
I
have
can't
to
do it.
check.
Is a real place. Sokovia is
Open a
not
new
real
tab
place.
right now.
You'd be such a racist
Open a
shit if you just
new
assumed
tab.
that Sokovia wasn't real.
Sokovia is not a real place. That's
Open
not,
a new
no.
tab right now.
No, that
I'm
can't.
not opening a new tab. Stop calling for me to open a new tab.
Open a new tab right now.
Sokovia
Right.
is a country in Eastern Europe that exists in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm okay, lads. I didn't
Okay,
mess
wait.
up.
Alright,
I'm
well
just
done.
looking at it
Not
on Google
racist.
Maps.
Is Civil War Eccleston or Brolin? I think it's neither because it's just.
There it is. it's not focusing right. I'll send you.
Alright, we can see just fine.
I'll send
You made your point.
I figured out
Um,
where Sokovia is. I'm gonna book a
Yeah,
train.
this is the thing. It's
There's no baddies. Well, okay, hang on. Right, it's Captain America's film, so Iron Man is the baddie, Iron Man's red,
Ooh.
and Matt's left the podcast.
No, I kicked him because he said it wasn't a real country.
Well, that's going to completely mess fucked up the recording, but it's fine.
No, it's fine. Chris is going to piss himself, so it's okay. He just kicked you from the podcast, and then he decided that was the funniest thing on the planet.
Oh.
We've never made him laugh this much.
No,
Go.
we should just leave him to do his own
This is the
podcast.
rest of the podcast.
This is why we're special guests, and he gets to be the main star.
We've got. I've realised he's got Release the Snyder Cut behind him. He's the next Joker. That's what he's doing. This is his method acting for the new Joker
You've
film.
got me. I've got my medicine card right here. It says I laugh too much at inappropriate moments because of a condition. I think that's how the movie goes. I didn't really watch it. Apparently Zack Snyder was fired around about that point, so it's probably a bad movie.
Yeah.
Civil War.
Civil War. It goes here. Yes.
It was quite a
The
rad
bad
movie.
guys-
Do you know what?
The bad guy's
I don't
red.
care anymore.
So
It
maybe
goes
it should
there.
go here.
Wow.
Wherever
If you don't care,
it
why don't you
goes
just
there.
leave the podcast?
Everyone knows Civil War is one of the worst films, so that's fine.
Okay, next up. Age of Iron
The
Man.
one with all the Iron Man.
Avengers.
Age of Iron Man,
Iron
of
Man.
course.
Age
The
of
one
Iron-
where he just
Well,
copy pastes Iron Man all over the
Yeah.
place.
One of the Iron Men go mad and makes more Iron Men, and then
The Flash
in
is
the
in it,
real
but he's
country of Sokovia gets attacked. Don't know
This
what
is
it
the
is
one.
about.
Remember it when Scarlet Witch had a Russian accent? I do too.
Yeah,
That was good.
Yeah.
How good was
When-
that?
When they thought that was a good idea.
And then they just didn't
I
bother.
think you'll find
I
just
heard they
Eastern
got into a
European.
lot of
Sorry,
Russian.
it's Sokovian. No, it's definitely not that she can't do an accent to save her life, and I just thought it just sounds Russian the
Now-
whole time.
You say that you didn't like the fact that the Flash was in it, but actually, if you knew anything
Neither did Ultron. He just
about
fucking shot him dead.
the DCEU, then you would know that in the upcoming movie Flashpoint, where Ben Affleck
I
will
know.
be reprising his role as Batman, Flash will be going into multiple universes.
Wait a minute.
And this is actually
Yeah.
build up for
Bat-
the Flashpoint movie. For when
Batman
he
will
goes
be
to
Ben Affleck.
yeah,
Affleck
Batman
is
will
coming
be
back.
yeah.
And
Why?
Michael Keaton.
Hashtag release
He's meant to
the
be.
Snyder
It's
Cut.
meant to be Batterson.
Yeah, it's all of them. It's
Yeah,
all of
it's
them.
all of them
They're
now.
all coming back. George Clooney's coming back in that movie.
Will Nick Cage finally actually get to play Superman for once,
Will the child
as he was meant to?
Will the
not a
child
lie,
from
for
Joker
real.
also be in the movie?
Oh my god, I did it again. Is that right?
It looks about that's too. Oh,
No.
That's
looks
good enough.
wrong.
That's close. That's close. Okay, right. Where does the age of
I think this is the
Brotron
most
He's
go?
rolling
Ryan Taylor
No,
Johnson.
You guys just fucking love talking over each other. It's gotten
I think
worse.
it's-
You've
I think
gotten
it's
worse.
Chris's
You've gotten
delay.
worse.
Because
No, you've gotten worse.
You're
Both
worse.
of you.
You're
You've gotten
worse.
so poor
I'm
over the
gonna
last
la,
3
la,
podcasts
la,
we've
la,
done.
la.
You have just crossed
I will
us
say,
the
I will say,
entire time.
Jamie, the number of times I sit here in silence and listen to you two shouting over the top of each other, you're not exactly one to talk.
I'm so much better than you. Shut up. Where's it go?
I'm gonna get better guests next episode.
No, not until the YouTube channel icon is no longer either 3 faces and it's just yours. You don't get to make cooler shots around it.
I'm gonna be changing the faces for every new podcast.
Fucking hell.
And if
Where does it go?
Which film are we doing?
It
we're
doesn't
doing
even
Age
have
of
Ant-Man in
Iron Man.
it. It has Iron Man in it.
I
Most
think this is the most Gruffalo movie.
Too much
Because
Gruffalo,
in it,
not enough
Gruffalo
It's
fucks
far
the
too much
spider.
Gruffalo. It's far too much Gruffalo. Mind you, it has a very snarky, like, hang on.
Hang on.
Who's doing the
Hang on.
calls?
Someone's calling. Answer it on the podcast.
I can't do that.
Yes, you can. Yes. Yes,
I'm
answer
sorry.
it. Answer it.
I'm not
Answer
answering
the
that.
phone.
I'm not.
Answer it.
Not doing it.
Wow.
Where were we?
Disgraceful.
Iron Man's.
Iron Man's.
So I can hear myself in Chris's mic. Like I just heard myself come out of his speakers.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make
He's
any
got his
sense.
earphones
I
in,
know.
you can see it.
But I heard it.
I've got
I
my
heard
brand new
myself.
Raycons in. They're
Clear wire. Just...
You know, the wired ones.
The wired Raycons.
They're the new ones. They're really
Wow.
good, Sean.
You're still using the wireless Raycons. Wow, you're so 2020, whereas I'm
Right,
living
look,
in
look.
1962.
The Avengers, Age of Ultron.
Ultron.
Which one is it? Eccleston or Brolin?
It's
Get
not
on
enough
with it.
Eccleston, too much Brolin. Put it.
Yeah.
Too much
Put it to
Brolin. I
that,
think
yeah.
it's about it.
I don't think
it's not
there's
full
any
Brolin.
Brolin in that movie. I think it's just a pure Gruffalo flick.
Right, well, let's think about the bad guy, okay?
He's a bit.
Ultron. He's very snarky.
like
and he's a
Gruffalo,
robot.
Like Gruffalo.
He reminds me of Cable.
He reminds me of Cable too.
He doesn't remind me of Cable.
Remember how snarky Cable was?
No, I
Is he
remember
dead?
Cable being
Even
shit.
he even sounds the same. I'm
He's
pretty
also
sure they
shit.
just got Brolin to play
I'm pretty
the
sure
bad.
it's. You know what? If Matt's convinced me. Fuck off.
I guess
Alright.
I'll have to take an L on this one.
Kurt Russell and the Guardians of the Avengers. How good do we think it is?
Now,
A little bit.
I
Rudd.
didn't.
I think it's a little bit Rudd too.
I
it's a
didn't
bit-
understand. So
But then it
I've
is also a bit
watched
gruff.
Mary
I
Poppins.
feel like we're finding a flaw within
And I
this graph.
Don't believe Mary Poppins is blue. Dabba-dee dabba-da. I would actually say it's probably around 25% Gruffalo and maybe 30% Brolin.
I mean,
Yeah,
we did
maybe.
establish that if you go so red, you go blue. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is
What's Ego? He's not really anything, is he? It's just
Yeah.
he's a planet,
Ego
so he's too
is
too
just
many
the whole
colours.
planet. He's all the
Yeah.
colours of the rainbow.
Shit.
And
you're right.
suddenly he wasn't racist anymore.
Well done. Now, Ego is actually a school
Chris,
of
I've just
psychoanalysis
realised when you
rooted in
kicked me
Sigmund
out of the
Freud's
call, I
structural
forgot to go
ego
full
to
screen.
ego. Well, that
So-
seems
so-
like a you
oh.
problem.
Chris.
Yeah. Ego is
sake.
part of the
I was
id
today
ego
years
super
old when I
ego
realised.
model.
Right. Anyway, more importantly, the strange guy, and he's got a medical practitioner's license, and he is also gone to Hogwarts. What's him about? What are we thinking? Very Eccleston, no? Much
What's
thespian.
his name again? Ben?
Dr. Eccleston.
He's Ben.
No, his name is not Ben. He's not Ben.
Cumber, Chris.
No,
It's Ben
that's
Strange.
too long. I think his name is Ben Cum. Yeah, that sounds about
Cum.
right. Now, I think this
Hi,
is
my name's Bencombe Strange. Pleased to meet you.
I definitely
Oh,
think this is
Doctor.
a Ruddy Eccleston flick, but I don't think it's 100%
Ruddy and Eccleston.
either.
No.
I think,
No, I think it sort of goes in the middle.
I think we slightly disalign it from Civil War and Thor, but only enough that if you're looking close enough, you'll notice.
I want it one
Is that-
pixel lower.
What, a couple pixels, yeah.
Is that good enough?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's good. That's some good
okay.
shit. Now,
Tobey
Ant-Man.
Maguire and his best friend, the
Oh.
Tin Man.
Oh,
What are
we'll
we
do that
thinking?
one.
I'm in
Tin Man.
control here. Get out.
The one where all the Iron Men's come home.
There's like 3 Iron Mans in this one.
They all left in the movie that came out before it. And
Yeah.
then they all came back.
And Chris decided that's the good time to leave as well. I guess this is a just you and me podcast now. That's pretty cool.
This is the special guests hour where we get to talk about the thing that we've come on to promote. So I'd like to take this opportunity to just say thank you for listening this far.
I've
and,
got a mug. It's got cactuses on it. You should buy one. It's really good.
I've got
That's look, he's gone to get. Oh, he's come back
got
with. Oh, for
things,
fuck's sake!
got
What
post-it
fresh?
notes.
What fresh hell is
I've
this?
decided to come back. but
Oh, that's good.
unrelated
I've
to
got a
you
frog,
guys.
but I think that'll do for now.
That's
Look
that's
at
a
Chris.
my-
sponsorship. Good.
Back to Chris and his fantastic podcast.
He's
where
waving
to
at me
find
at the
it.
back. It's Adam West's Batman movie.
Why isn't that
cool.
on here?
Why isn't that on there? Because they're cowards. Yeah, I think that.
Isn't he meant to be in the new Flashpoint movie as well?
Yeah, I believe he is.
He's like
supposed
dead
to
or
be.
something.
No,
is
he
dead.
isn't dead.
Adam West is dead.
But
He's
you
not
know they
dead.
did it with Peter Cushing in Rogue One, so I'm
He did
fully
it in the
expecting
Fast
Adam
and
West
the
to come
Furious.
back. With Paul Walker.
We're not talking about that one. We will never ever talk about Fast and Furious. Okay,
We're gonna
that's
have
that's
to
a rule.
because of what you planned.
That
No,
is a
that wasn't
channel-wide
canon.
guarantee.
That's a channel-wide guarantee, past and future. We will not do it.
We will.
None of it.
We will.
It's not
Look.
happening.
Now, I don't understand.
He's going home.
In
and
all of the
it's good.
Spider-Man movies, there's a couple of things that tend to happen. An uncle called Ben dies, and a spider bites a boy, and none of that happened in this movie, which
And
left
there's
me
a Mary
lost,
Jane.
confused, and dazed. And at this
Where's
point,
Doctor
serious
Octopus?
where's Doctor?
We have We can have Doctor Strange, but we can't have Doctor Octopus.
Also-
We don't even give us the graciousness to give us the Green Goblin in this movie.
There's no Green Goblin.
Also, why?
There's
why,
no Christopher Walken anywhere near this thing.
Why?
They haven't even got their seatbelts on.
Why is he always having to buy a new bag? I thought they were meant to be rich with the whole Uncle Ben's rice company that he inherited after his uncle died. It's like, isn't he a multi-millionaire at this point?
And I'm
Why
so
does he
sick of
need?
them
Why does he need
routinely-
Tony Stank to give him all the money and the suits and things? When he could buy out the Avengers.
if
He could
Tony
hire them
Stank-
out for his birthday party.
If Tony Stank knows how to fly, why can't Spider-Man have jetpacks? If he made in the suit,
That is the
Why
age-old
do they-
question.
It's
If
like,
Tony
no.
Stank can fly,
no,
why
boy,
don't I have
you
jetpacks?
must swing.
Why do the webs come out of his wrists and not his ass?
Why isn't he flying from his ass?
Oh my god, the mental image of him swinging through New York ass first.
Well, the thing is,
I'm
they'd also
coming
have
to
to
get you.
redesign the suit because there'd have to be a small hole for the string tube to sploosh out of.
It's just like, you know that scene where he tries to grab what's her name? When the hand comes out of the web, that's just coming out of his arse every time. It's just like that.
Spider-Man is more man than spider, and that's one of the worst things about the film.
That's one of the worst things. They should at least
Too
be
spider,
50-50.
not enough.
In fact, if anything, I'd say
And
it
why
should be-
wasn't Spider-Man 2 just called 2 Spider, 2 Man?
I think Spider-Man should always be 60%
Spider-Man 2, two
spider
spiders, two men
because
walk into a bar.
60% of the name Spider-Man is Spider.
60%, eh?
Yeah.
I think
In
the maths a
counting
bit
the
off there.
dash between Spider
Oh,
and
fuck, no, who's no, we don't call spiders spider dashes.
No, but we don't
I'll
call...
give you 66% if
Yeah.
you ignore the dash.
I'll give you do the podcast and tell me how good the film is.
I think this movie is a very Rudd movie, but unfortunately
Yes.
it's dragged down by a bit of Brolin.
There's a bit of Brolin in there. Keaton
Yeah.
and Brolin are basically they're
Basically
not
the
far off, are
same. If Michael
Mind you,
Keaton
Mind
had
you,
hair
Michael Keaton.
and was an action star and didn't play Batman and played Cable, they'd pretty much be the same person.
I think, but however, I think because Keaton's in it, that immediately shunts it towards Eccleston.
Keaton is somehow so Brolin, he's Eccleston.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the second best Marvel Cinematic Universe villain after the Elf.
Now, I really
He
like what
saw
you've done
himself
there,
so
but-
long in the mirror that he became the hero inside all along. That's the
One request
right?
I do have, before you lock in Spider-Man Homecoming there, is that could you just slightly misalign it from Doctor Strange?
Oh, what you mean, like
below it?
just
yeah. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to have a tasteful amount of clipping as
Now,
well.
Ant-Man I think
Man,
it's
you've
the
been trying
most,
to do this one over and over.
it's the most Ruffalo movie I've seen.
I couldn't agree
Without a
with you
doubt.
more.
Without a doubt.
Without
Off
a
it goes.
doubt. You know
Paul
what?
Gruffalo
First
magnum
off-
opus.
I
First
see
off,
this as an absolute win.
it's got Hank Pym in, and Michael Douglas is probably the most Gruffalo actor. So much so that Mark Ruffalo actually said that inspiration for him being born from Mark Ruffalo was actually a lot of reading he did on Michael Douglas's autobiography whilst he was in the womb. So you know, actually, a lot of what you see in Gruffalo comes actually from Michael Douglas as the original.
Yeah, Ruffalo famously didn't.
Ruffalo.
When he was 8 years old, he went to his mummy and he said, "Mummy, when I grow up, I want to be a Douglas."
And she was
and
like,
here we
"I
are.
know the satanic ritual worked."
Ah, good. The spell.
Ah,
The
good.
spell has come to fruition.
Aha! I'm a magic woman. I have made you magically Mark Ruffalo.
Well, yeah. I mean, Ruffalo's mum is canonically Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As seen in the Doctor Who episode with the Absorber-Lost child.
It's an allegory.
It's an anagram.
It's all come full circle.
Anyway,
Panther.
Black Panther.
Michael
Now-
B. Jordan isn't Brolin.
But
But he
Martin
also-
Freeman,
Isn't. Oh, Martin Freeman's pretty Eccleston though.
he's pretty Eccleston, but a little bit of Rudd.
Oh,
Now-
whoopsie. Oh, whoopsie. Oh, whoopsie. I think it's up here, isn't it?
I have a controversial statement about Black Panther. Because in the movie, they say that the country of Wakanda is in Africa, but I believe actually it's in the continent of Madagascar.
Fucking cunts. God damn it.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, I thought it was possibly
know.
going to be next to Sokovia in
It's
Eastern Europe.
actually it's an
They're
annex of
actually
Sokovia.
You know what? Let me look
It's
up
the
where
bit that didn't
Wakanda
get
is.
broken.
Just Google where Wakanda is, please.
It's the bit that didn't get broken by the Iron Men. That's how they got all the vibranium.
Oh yeah, makes sense. It's literally just hop over the
Yeah.
over the border.
Also, Ulysses Claw, that man.
Oh, that's a name and a half. Yeah, it's got Gollum in it, but he's South African and a thief or something,
Yeah.
and a cunt.
You mean a Rudd?
Shit. God damn it. I've got to say, deciding that Rudd is the bad one has gone against every fibre of my being.
I know.
It's been the hardest thing I've had to do in ever
What
making
are you
a podcast.
talking about? Here's Wakanda.
Where's that in? You just
Central Africa.
Africa.
By the...
Did you not watch the movie?
no, it's in Madagascar.
Yeah.
There's the
Yeah, I
zebras
know.
there and
See?
everything.
This is where the lemurs live, and this is the Great Madagascan Desert.
Where are the penguins? No, what am I?
Yeah, I remember that.
They
Smile
escaped
and
to
wave,
Africa.
boys. Oh,
Did you
fuck.
watch the second movie? When he
Of course I
escaped
didn't.
Madagascar, which isn't part of Africa, to Africa, which is part of Africa.
That's
Only the
what
south.
Africa's
Straight-
the only continent in the country.
No.
Did you know that?
I think it's amazing that in Spider-Man Far From Home, they actually got Michael Keaton to grow a full head of hair and a beard. It's incredible. And he plays a different superhero, and because of how much he's changed, you would be confused for thinking it's Jack Garraskilada.
Jack Gyllenhaal.
Jake
pretty
Gavin,
sure it's
syllable,
called Jack.
syllable.
Jake syllable.
Jack, oh wow,
Jack,
he's in
many
he's in-
syllables.
he's in
Jack,
the
oh wow,
Marvel.
he's a liar and he's Mysterio all along.
Jack, oh wow,
Right.
he hasn't had enough wasabi.
That's why he's so
That's what
green.
happens if I have too much wasabi. I turn into Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
It happens every time.
Can
Where
we
does it
just take
go?
a pause from this podcast to say that is a beautiful bed sheet. Well done, Jack O.W.
Thanks, man. That's what I was hoping someone knows. What a sick bed sheet. What a sick bed sheet.
Just to describe
Sick
it for,
fucking bed
as
sheet.
I know, when this podcast comes
those
out, it will
audio
definitely
listeners.
be on SoundCloud as audio listeners. It is draw yourself a a rectangle. Now, draw the funkiest pattern imaginable. Turn over the paper. Now draw the same rectangle, do a load of lines, and have them the colours of, the game Minecraft, the fictional stuff called terracotta. All the colours of the terracotta in that, and it's those colours on there.
It's actually every Infinity Stone. They just.
It's every.
This is from the books though. This is from the books.
Yellow.
In the films, they didn't have as much time, so they had to use less of the Infinity Stones.
Can I just so it's red.
It's
orange,
way better in the books. Can we talk about the Marvel books first of all?
Yeah,
they were so much better.
They were so good.
They were so much better.
Zack Snyder was so good at writing those books.
The foreshadowing Zack Snyder managed to achieve in the Marvel books was perfect. God, and the imagery. There's that bit. They completely cut out the bit where Hugo Weaving actually puts on the mask.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. It's just depressing. Like, I mean, why wasn't it Marvel? Explain.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that Josh, what's his name?
Brolin.
No, the other one.
You mean
Brolin.
Josh Whedon.
Josh
Yeah, there's
teenage dirtbag.
There's the bit where Josh Whedon gets executed by Iron Man, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole chapter to get to that. They just skim over that.
My favourite bit was when Yoda turned up and saved the day.
Wow. I really like that bit, and this is the bit
Why wasn't
that actually.
Yoda in Doctor Strange?
This is
ridiculous.
the bit that actually made them step away from the books and fire Zack Snyder from Marvel. But when they canonically said that the Silver Surfer was the kitchen pot from the FTR1 podcast.
Spoilers.
They haven't done the Silver Surfer yet. He might still be in her.
Well, it depends on.
They might still put him in. He's going to be in Flashpoint, obviously.
He's going to be in Flashpoint.
He moved to DC.
Yeah.
Like every great move actor does.
So now they have
Shazam
to do
did it.
Now they have to do
Shazam
the Silver
managed
Ski.
The Silver Ski Man.
Yeah.
That man was in Alvin and the Chipmunks too. Shazam.
Ah yes, that famous Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
Alvin
the Chipmunks 2.
The
squeak wall.
The squeak wall. Oh my god, what a film! Right, we're doing it right. We've saved the worst till last. We've got Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. So which one do you want to do first?
Well, Avengers is the least worst of the two.
The least worst film. Okay,
Yeah.
right. So the Avengers. There's Tom Hiddleston. He's pretty Eccleston.
No, but it's a bit of a
Very similar names.
Brolin's at the end of the movie.
He does Brolin the fuck out.
He
Holy
does
shit.
Brolin. He Brolin so much that Tom Hiddleston dies.
Got a spin-off. He dies, then he doesn't die, then he gets a spin-off TV series.
He
That's
only
how Brolin
he only gets the spin-off once Josh Brolin's character's dead.
That's a good point. That's exactly how it goes in the movies. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly how it goes in the movies.
That's exactly the order.
It's been quite Brolin. Now, I would say...
He's pretty Brolin.
I would say that definitely...
Avengers, Brolin.
Brolin
assemble.
I think it's kind of a middling Brolin movie between Far From Home, Winter Soldier, Iron Man, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
You mean here?
Yeah. Yeah, right. No, like on the line.
You're saying on the line.
You named so many films that I'm not sure where you actually want me to
I've
put
given
it.
up this.
You named this film, this film, this film, and this film. I can't remember.
Is there? So you're saying there's no Gruff, there's no Rudd.
No, it's so Ruffalo. What do you mean? He's always angry.
He's always
angry.
That's my secret, Captain.
That's the secret.
I'm always angry, except when I'm not the Hulk, in which case I'm not angry.
I'm not
because
angry.
That's how it works, and so my quote
I'm
makes
always
no
angry.
sense.
See, I like the books where they save that until the last chapter. They don't just splurge it out in the first.
I like
bit.
how he says he's always angry, yet for the entirety of the movie, there is no suggestion that he is ever angry at anything.
No suggestion he's angry at all.
Anything, he is the most.
He's trying very hard to remain calm.
He spends the first half of the movie meditating.
He's gone to India and helped people to be calm and happy and
not angry. Now, I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy should be dignified a place on our list. I don't think it deserves to be on our chart.
It is the Doctor Who of the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Yeah.
isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
It will
It's
be
got
written in
terrible
properly
prosthetics.
eventually.
It's overly complicated.
Holy shit, I just realised if you press
in space.
presentation mode it goes super groovy, but you can't do that now because you've set it all up. Well.
I want to press it.
Do it at the end when it doesn't matter.
I'll do it at the end.
Yeah.
What do I do with this one? Where does it go?
Can you hide it behind the Hulk?
I can hide it. Oh, I can.
Brilliant.
It's peeking out. It's peeking out. It's shy.
Shy. That's perfect. I think
Brilliant.
no one could argue with our list here.
Who even is the bad guy in Guardians of the Galaxy? I have no idea.
I
Blue
don't
Hulk.
know, I'm pretty sure that it starts
Blue
with-
Hulk. You're right. Yeah.
Blue Hulk.
And no, I've got nothing.
What a black hole of content Guardians of the Galaxy is. Eh?
Yeah.
Christ. Well, I think we done. I think that
I think we're done.
is about as good as you can get.
I don't think anyone could disagree with us at all. About
No one's
anything.
going to disagree.
No one.
No, to be fair, no one could disagree because it doesn't make any sense.
I
so-
mean,
What are you
How-
talking
people
about?
people can take this graph away and apply it to their everyday lives
Yeah.
now. Like,
Yeah,
now that
this
they
will
understand
enrich-
how the graph works.
Yeah, you got a
Everyone-
Brolin, Eccleston,
everyone's gonna be
Ruffalo,
using-
Rudd.
Oh, Norton.
Everyone's going to be using the Rudd Eccleston
No.
Ruffalo Brolin
Now,
graph.
do
It's
you disagree?
scientifically
Do you
proven to be
agree?
100%
Let us-
accurate.
Let us know in the comments below and give us your Eccleston, Rudd, Brolin, Gruffalo, Norton theories on where they all land. I don't fucking know.
Oh,
Maybe
man.
we'll do a second episode.
Maybe we'll do a second
comment.
episode, but we'll do it with another franchise, such as the 007s or Tales of Grindelwald,
WWE.
and also the Harry Potter movies included with that movie, or
Absolutely.
WWE wrestlers.
Wait, do you mean Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
No,
I
no,
thought
no,
that
no,
one-
no,
Oh shit!
not
Sorry, I
that
can't.
Anyway,
No, anyways, right. Justice for Terrence Howard. That's the last thing I wanted to say.
yeah, that's
Justice
the last
for
thing I want
Terrence
to say.
Howard.
Anyway, whilst we get
Hashtag bring back Terry Crews.
a response from our overlords
He wasn't
and you press presentation mode, we are going to
going to
just
press presentation mode.
talk about
It
stuff
didn't
you
do
might be
anything.
interested in.
Oh,
Oh,
god. That,
it's
what even
night
happened?
mode.
It's night
What?
mode.
Why don't they just
Night
call it
mode.
dark?
It's night mode.
Hang on, sorry, Batman has entered the building.
Batman.
He is the night. It is the night.
Yeah. Which I think it's representative because Batman would encase the entirety. If there was a Venn diagram for this graph, Batman would be the entire thing.
Especially if you gave him enough
End
prep
the
time.
podcast.
Anyway,
Christopher.
there's a Twitch that you can follow. It's called Astral Fisher. Things happen on it. Does it make more sense as a podcast? Anyway, the pot. Would you like to advertise anything?
There's a LinkedIn, and I was thinking on top of the inevitable SoundCloud that comes with this podcast.
It'll happen.
I might make my own one. I do more musicy stuff now. Sometimes.
He's doing musicy stuff. Listen
Do
to
more
his
musicy
musicy
stuff.
stuff.
You might
Look
not
at all the
have heard his
guitars. You think
music
he's not
stuff.
doing musicy stuff? Look, it's over there.
It's not like I'm not unemployed and currently having to get up in the morning to go and get money from the government because no one will hire me or anything.
Man, you're being a right Norton right now. God, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. It's my method acting. I'm getting
Too
ready for the
much-
Flashpoint movie.
Too much wasabi boy.
Ready for Hulk 2, the Squeakle.
Too much wasabi boy. Give me your advertisements.
Yeah,
Twitch,
that's where it goes. It's all, you'd find it somewhere, so
Twitch,
I-
Twitter,
yeah,
the
something
the
like that.
usuals. the
I have
YouTubes.
those. I have one of them. It's empty, so you can just have a look. You can, if you want to. I like to keep it as like a sort of existential exercise of like you look at it and then you think you try and sort of insert your life into the sort of frame of the YouTube channel, and there's nothing there. So you can it's an open book. You know, read into it what you will. It's open for interpretation.
Well,
I'm really
guys,
trying to say something with it. That's all I'm saying.
thank you very much for watching. Going to be ending the podcast now.
got a message from the people who run FTR1, which is a company we work for, and they said if I make a mockery of this podcast like I did this week, they'll break my fucking kneecaps. Bye!